Florida has long been the top retirement destination. Warm weather, beachfront condos, and an affordable lifestyle. But in 2025, that dream is turning into a financial nightmare. Homeowners Association (HOA) fees are skyrocketing, with some retirees now paying $800, $1,200, even $2,000 per month, far beyond what Social Security benefits can cover. Add in rising special assessments, soaring insurance costs, and maintenance fees, and many condo owners are being forced to sell and move out. For thousands of Florida seniors, retirement paradise is no longer affordable, and many are asking if it's time to leave the Sunshine State for good. Number 1. Tampa. Tampa, the jewel of Florida's Gulf Coast, became a retirement magnet in the 20,000s, offering sunny living with condo prices far lower than Miami. But the boom has turned toxic. HOAs that once charged $250 to $400 monthly are now demanding $700 to $1,200 with luxury waterfront high-rises exceeding $1,500. For retirees living on an annual fixed income of around $28,000 to $35,000, that's unsustainable. The condo market reflects the chaos. Median condo prices in Tampa peaked near $350,000 in 2022, sliding to roughly $310,000 in 2022 to 2025. But while values are dipping, fees are climbing, creating a double squeeze. Listings sit on the market for 95-plus days and nearly 40% show price reductions, often $35,000 to $60,000 cuts. Retirees, trapped between rising costs and weakening demand, are selling at losses just to escape. Insurance and assessments are the knockout punch. In one South Tampa condo, owners were hit with a $25,000 hurricane repair assessment, followed by monthly dues jumping from $480 to $980. In another high-rise near Bayshore Boulevard, mandatory structural retrofits translated into $18,000 assessments per unit. Retirees without deep savings are forced into emergency loans, draining retirement accounts meant to last decades. What makes Tampa particularly brutal is its allure. The city's cultural life, from the Riverwalk to championship sports, hides the reality that many retirees can't afford to stay. Condo fees rival full mortgages in smaller towns, and insurance costs doubled statewide since 2020. Many retirees are now abandoning Gulf Coast views for cheaper inland rentals. Tampa's sunshine is still golden, but for retirees watching fees consume their monthly income, the city feels less like paradise and more like financial quicksand. Number 2. Orlando. Orlando, best known for theme parks and suburban comfort, once felt like a retiree-friendly inland option, safe from coastal storms. But in 2025, rising HOA fees are destroying that narrative. What used to be $180 to $300 monthly dues in suburban condo communities now averages $600 to $900. With some master plan developments charging $1,200 or more, the promise of affordability is gone. The housing market shows the stress. Orlando's median condo price rose from $170,000 in 2016 to $280,000 by 2021, peaking at $310,000 in 2022. Now prices hover around $290,000, but stagnant values collide with skyrocketing fees. Listings sit unsold for 95-plus days, and nearly 38% show price cuts, sometimes slashing $25,000 to $50,000. Retirees hoping to downsize into low-maintenance condos find themselves cornered instead. Special assessments sting here too. Several communities levied $10,000 to $15,000 per unit for infrastructure and compliance upgrades. Insurance isn't as catastrophic as the coast, but it's climbing sharply from $1,800 annually in 2019 to nearly $4,500 in 2019 to 2025. These costs pile into HOA budgets, which are then dumped onto retirees already stretched thin. Orlando's irony is brutal. The city markets itself as the affordable Florida dream, away from hurricane-prone coasts with entertainment and healthcare at your doorstep. But rising fees wipe out that advantage. A retiree paying $850 per month in dues is spending over $10,000 yearly, almost a third of their Social Security income. Many are fleeing for smaller Central Florida towns with no HOA oversight. Orlando's parks still sparkle, but retirees are learning the hard truth. HOA fees here are less maintenance and more financial quicksand, swallowing their retirement dreams whole. Number 3. Miami. Miami has always been Florida's glittering star, where retirees dreamed of ocean views, warm winters, and vibrant culture. But in 2025, the dream has twisted into a financial nightmare. The HOA fees that once made condo living convenient are now devouring retirement incomes at a shocking pace. Just a decade ago, retirees in Miami paid an average of $400 to $700 per month in dues. Today, those same associations demand $1,200 to $1,800, with luxury high-rises along Bickle or Miami Beach easily surpassing $2,500 monthly. Even inland, budget-friendly condos, which were once the cheaper option, are approaching $900 to $1,000 per month. The housing market, once Miami's golden ticket, is now wobbling under the pressure. Median condo prices peaked near $420,000 in 2022, before softening to around $380,000 in 2022 to 2025. On paper, prices are down, but the catch is brutal. Buyers are walking away once they realize the true carrying costs. Listings now sit for an average of 110-plus days, and nearly 45% of condos show price cuts, sometimes slashing $50,000 to $80,000. Retirees squeezed by fees and assessments are selling at deep losses just to escape. Special assessments in Miami are particularly crushing. After the Surfside condo collapse, safety laws forced buildings into mandatory inspections and retrofits. Many high-rises handed owners bills of $40,000 to $60,000 per unit due within months. Add in Florida's notorious insurance crisis, where waterfront premiums leapt from $4,500 annually in 2020 to $10,000 plus in 2021, 2021 to 2025, and retirees are drowning. Has rolled these costs into skyrocketing dues, leaving owners stunned when monthly payments double overnight. The cruelest irony, Miami still glows with everything retirees once craved: beaches, cultural events, endless sunshine. Yet many are fleeing inland, or even leaving Florida altogether, unable to keep pace with HOA bills that rival luxury Manhattan rents. Miami has transformed from a retiree's paradise into a financial battlefield where those on fixed incomes simply cannot survive. Behind the glamorous skyline, retirees are quietly packing up, their golden years shattered by sky-high HOA fees that have turned paradise into punishment. Number 4. Jacksonville. Jacksonville, the sprawling metropolis on Florida's northeast coast, once marketed itself as the affordable alternative to Miami or Tampa. Retirees flocked here for suburban condos priced under $200,000 just 10 years ago, with HOA fees comfortably at $150 to $250 a month. That dream has collapsed in 2025. Many associations now demand $500 to $800 monthly, with upscale riverfront and beachside communities exceeding $1,000. For a retiree with a modest pension or Social Security income, that's financial suffocation. The housing numbers tell a brutal story. Jacksonville's median condo price shot from $180,000 in 2015 to nearly $300,000 by 2022, before softening to about $270,000 in 2025. But the surge in fees has created what agents call a buyer strike. Condo inventory has ballooned, with listings lingering 85-plus days on market and almost 35% showing price cuts averaging $30,000 to $50,000. Retirees desperate to escape fees are undercutting each other just to get out. Special assessments are driving many to the brink. One condo near Jacksonville Beach slapped each unit with a $22,000 repair bill tied to structural upgrades and insurance compliance. Another downtown complex doubled monthly dues overnight after hurricane-related damages. Insurance itself is spiraling out of control, with condo owners facing hikes from $2,800 annually in 2020 to $7,000 plus in 2021, 2021 to 2025. The cruel twist: Jacksonville has a relatively low cost of living compared to Miami, but HOA-driven expenses erase that advantage. While groceries and gas may be cheaper here, retirees find their condo fees rivaling a mortgage payment. Many are fleeing for inland towns like Lake City, where single-family homes avoid HOA nightmares altogether. Jacksonville still boasts beautiful stretches of the St. Johns River and coastal sands, but behind the postcard image lies a financial vice crushing retirees into relocation. Number 5. Clearwater. Clearwater, with its powdery Gulf beaches and resort town charm, once promised retirees a tranquil life with predictable condo fees. That dream is unraveling. A decade ago, HOA dues here averaged $250 to $400 monthly. In 2025, many retirees are staring down $800 to $1,200 bills every month, with prime beachfront complexes breaching $1,500. For someone surviving on the typical Social Security check of $1,900, the numbers simply don't work. Housing values reflect the tension. Clearwater's median condo price surged from $200,000 in 2015 to nearly $360,000 in 2016-2016. 2022 prices have slipped back to around $320,000 in 2025, but the relief is an illusion. Buyers shy away from listings once they see monthly dues, leaving retirees stuck. Condos now linger 100-plus days on the market, and more than 42% of listings show price cuts, often slashing $40,000 to $70,000 just to attract a nibble. Insurance premiums are another gut punch. Annual costs that hovered near $3,200 in 2020 now exceed $7,500, with some waterfront towers paying even more. Has passed these hikes straight to owners, and special assessments tied to hurricane reinforcements or building compliance are staggering. $20,000 to $30,000 per unit in several cases. Many retirees find themselves forced to drain retirement accounts, sell cars, or relocate inland. The cruel irony is that Clearwater remains one of the most visually stunning retiree havens in Florida. The sun sets over Pier 60, the lively marina, the dolphins cutting through blue waves. It's paradise at a glance. Yet retirees are leaving en masse, whispering that the affordable beach life was a mirage. Clearwater's beauty hasn't faded, but for retirees buried under HOA fees, paradise has become a golden trap. Number 6. Northport. Northport, tucked in southwest Florida between Sarasota and Fort Myers, was long hailed as a hidden gem for retirees. Condos here once cost under $150,000 with HOA fees barely $100 to $200 a month. In 2025, those same condos now demand $600 to $1,000 monthly, with some gated communities creeping over $1,200. For retirees living on fixed incomes, the jump is devastating. Median condo prices skyrocketed during the pandemic boom from $160,000 in 2017 to nearly $300,000 by 2022. Now in 2025, values hover around $270,000. But high fees have destroyed demand. Listings linger for 110-plus days, and nearly 45% are discounted, sometimes by $30,000 to $60,000. Retirees hoping to cash out find themselves trapped, unable to sell without painful losses. Special assessments are especially brutal in Northport, where older communities are under pressure to meet Florida's updated building codes. Some HOAs slapped owners with $18,000 to $25,000 assessments per unit, while also doubling monthly dues. Insurance hikes worsen the picture. Premiums that were $2,200 annually in 2019 now exceed $6,500, funneling directly into HOA budgets. The irony is crushing. Northport was once a retiree magnet precisely because it was inland enough to feel safer than coastal Sarasota, but still offered access to beaches. Now many retirees are fleeing inland again to non-HOA communities where ownership costs are predictable. The charm of Northport's canals, parks, and quiet lifestyle is drowned out by the roar of fees that have outpaced incomes. For retirees, the town feels less like a hidden gem and more like a hidden trap. Number 7. Bradenton. Bradenton, nestled on Florida's Gulf Coast near Sarasota, once sold itself as the perfect mix of affordability and charm. Retirees bought condos here for $150,000 to $200,000 in the early 2000s, with HOA fees comfortably at $200 to $350 a month. Fast forward to 2025, and those same retirees are staring at dues that now range from $700 to $1,100 monthly, with waterfront complexes easily breaking $1,400. For a retiree living on a modest Social Security income of $1,900 per month, that means over half their check vanishes before paying for food or medicine. The condo market mirrors the chaos. Median condo prices in Bradenton climbed from $180,000 in 2016 to nearly $310,000 in 2016 to 2022. By 2025, prices slipped to about $285,000, but buyers are scarce. Listings drag on the market for 100-plus days, and more than 40% of sellers are forced into price cuts, often slashing $25,000 to $50,000. Retirees desperate to escape crushing fees are selling at painful losses. Special assessments here are financial nightmares. One large riverfront complex levied $20,000 assessments per unit for structural repairs, while a barrier island community hit owners with bills exceeding $30,000 each for hurricane reinforcements. Insurance, once manageable at $3,000 annually, now exceeds $7,000 to $9,000, depending on proximity to the water. These expenses funnel directly into HOA budgets, turning once affordable condos into unbearable money pits. The cruel irony, Bradenton's lifestyle is beautiful. Sugar white beaches, golf courses, and the Manatee River winding through town. But retirees now whisper that the paradise they bought into feels like a trap. Many are fleeing north to smaller inland towns or out of state entirely, leaving behind units that sit empty or slash prices to lure reluctant buyers. Bradenton has become the cautionary tale of how HOA costs can transform a retirement dream into a financial crisis. Number 8. Melbourne. Melbourne, perched on Florida's Space Coast, was once a retiree's quiet paradise where ocean breezes mixed with affordable condos. But in 2025, the story has taken a sharp, gut-wrenching turn. Skyrocketing HOA fees are draining fixed incomes at a speed no one saw coming. Many retirees here paid around $200 to $300 per month a decade ago for association dues. Now, those same fees have exploded to $600 to $900 monthly, with some oceanfront buildings pushing past $1,200. For someone living on the average Social Security check of $1,900 per month, that's more than half their income gone before groceries, utilities, or healthcare even enter the equation. The housing market compounds the problem. Melbourne's median condo price hovered near $230,000 in 2018. During the pandemic boom, it soared to nearly $340,000 before cooling slightly to around $310,000. But with fees climbing, buyers are hesitant, leading to longer listing times over 70 days compared to 40 just 2 years ago. Nearly 28% of active listings in 2025 show recent price cuts, often slashing $25,000 to $40,000 just to attract attention. Retirees who bought with the dream of low-maintenance living now face a cruel irony. The HOA charges that were supposed to simplify life are forcing them to sell. Insurance premiums add another layer of pain. Florida's coastal insurance crisis means condo owners are seeing annual premiums jump from $3,000 to over $6,500 in just 3 years. Many HOAs are passing those costs directly to residents in the form of special assessments. Some buildings have levied $15,000 to $20,000 per unit repair assessments linked to post-Surfside condo inspection laws, leaving retirees with no choice but to raid savings or walk away. Melbourne's beaches still shimmer. The rocket launches still light up the sky, but behind closed doors, retirees are packing boxes. The promise of a forever home in paradise has transformed into a ticking financial trap. And Melbourne has become a shocking case study in how rising HOA fees can dismantle retirement dreams. Number 9. Palm Bay. Palm Bay, located on Florida's Space Coast just south of Melbourne, was supposed to be the affordable retiree haven. Condos here once sold for $120,000 to $160,000 with HOA dues, often under $150 a month. By 2025, that fantasy has imploded. Retirees now face monthly fees of $700 to $1,200, with some developments demanding $1,400 or more. For a retiree surviving on Social Security, it's catastrophic. The housing data is grim. Median condo prices in Palm Bay rose from $140,000 in 2016 to nearly $260,000 in 2016 to 2022. In 2025, values slipped back to $230,000. But with fees skyrocketing, few buyers bite. Listings now rot for 120-plus days, and over 50% show major price cuts, often slashing $30,000 to $70,000. Retirees who thought they'd found their forever home are now racing to unload units at fire sale prices. Special assessments hammer the final nail in the coffin. Some communities issued $15,000 to $20,000 repair bills per unit, while simultaneously raising monthly dues. Insurance hikes fuel the spiral. Annual premiums that once cost $2,500 now top $6,800, push straight onto retirees through HOA budgets. For many, it's simply unpayable. The cruelest twist is Palm Bay's promise. It marketed itself as the affordable Florida coast, offering retirees ocean breezes, fishing piers, and proximity to rocket launches without Miami or Tampa costs. Instead, it has become ground zero for the HOA crisis. Retirees are fleeing in droves, some heading inland, others leaving Florida entirely. Palm Bay, once a beacon of affordability, is now the poster child for how skyrocketing HOA fees can destroy retirement dreams, leaving paradise emptying out under the weight of financial collapse. Number 10. Titusville. Titusville, known as the gateway to space, was once a haven for budget-minded retirees who wanted coastal living without Miami's price tag. Condos here sold for under $150,000 as recently as 2016, with HOA dues barely $120 to $200 per month. But in 2025, those same condos carry fees of $500 to $800 monthly, while some complexes near the Indian River Lagoon demand $1,000 or more. The housing math doesn't add up anymore. Median condo prices rose from $160,000 in 2015 to around $260,000 in 2016. 2021 before softening slightly to $240,000 in 2025. Yet retirees aren't celebrating lower prices because the carrying costs make ownership unbearable. Nearly 30% of listings in Titusville show price cuts, and properties sit 90-plus days on the market, with many retirees accepting $20,000 to $40,000 below, asking just to escape spiraling fees. Special assessments tied to Florida's new structural safety laws are hammering owners. Some buildings issued $12,000 to $18,000 assessments per unit to comply with post-Surfside inspection mandates. For a retiree living on a $2,000 monthly income, it's financially devastating. Add in insurance premiums skyrocketing from $2,500 to $6,000 plus annually, and the dream of affordable coastal living crumbles overnight. Titusville's irony is painful. The city boasts rocket launches that retirees can watch from their balconies, a once priceless perk. But now, many are selling those views, relocating inland where homes without HOAs offer stability. Some retirees move to manufactured home communities with fees under $200 monthly, trading space-age thrills for financial survival. Titusville's skies still blaze with rockets. But on the ground, retirees are fleeing condos that turned from bargains into burdens. Another shocking chapter in Florida's HOA crisis. In the end, Florida's retirement dream is turning into a nightmare. Skyrocketing HOA fees, surprise assessments, and insurance hikes are forcing seniors to sell and start over, leaving behind the paradise they worked their whole lives to enjoy. Communities once full of neighbors and friends are emptying out as retirees search for affordable options elsewhere. The question is, if this can happen in Florida, could it happen where you plan to retire? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, And if this video opened your eyes, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.